Welcome to Mojoy Minds.
Ancient Egypt didn't speak in myths to escape reality. They wrote to understand it. And when you read their words today, something becomes clear: human struggles haven't changed nearly as much as we think. Writings from Ancient Egypt by Toby Wilkinson is not a mystical book, and it is not speculative. Instead, it is a carefully translated collection of actual texts written by ancient Egyptians themselves. These writings include letters, wisdom texts, prayers, royal decrees, legal documents, hymns, autobiographies, and reflections on life and death written thousands of years ago by ordinary people, officials, scribes, and rulers. What makes this book powerful is that it allows ancient Egyptians to speak in their own voice, rather than being interpreted only through monuments, pyramids, or modern imagination. We hear their worries, their hopes, their moral struggles, their advice to children, their frustration with corruption, their thoughts on justice, balance, and responsibility. This is Egypt as lived, not Egypt as legend. One of the strongest themes throughout the writings is Ma'at, the principle of balance, truth, order, and harmony. To the ancient Egyptians, life was not about chaos or domination. It was about maintaining balance within yourself, within society, and within nature. They believed injustice created disorder not just socially, but spiritually. Corruption weakened the land. Greed disturbed harmony. Dishonesty damaged the soul. And this wasn't symbolic poetry, it was a moral framework that governed daily life. Many of the wisdom texts read almost like personal development guides. Parents advised children to control ego. Officials were warned not to abuse power. Leaders were reminded that authority came with responsibility, not entitlement. What's striking is how modern these concerns sound. When you read these writings, you quickly realize something uncomfortable. They were already dealing with problems we think are modern. They spoke about corrupt leadership, abuse of power, inequality between rich and poor, people losing moral direction, the fear that society was falling apart. There are texts where Egyptians complain that people no longer respect truth and that the world feels upside down. That line alone could be written today. This challenges the idea that humanity is progressing emotionally. Technologically, yes, but morally, we seem to cycle. What makes this book important is its grounding. It does not glorify Egypt as perfect. It does not portray them as gods or mystical beings. It shows them as human, deeply reflective humans. Their spirituality was not about escaping life. It was about living correctly within it. Unlike much modern spirituality, ancient Egyptian thought emphasized responsibility over manifestation. You were not rewarded for belief, you were judged by conduct. Your words mattered. Your actions mattered. Your character mattered. That is a message modern society struggles with. Today, many people search for meaning while avoiding accountability. We talk about energy but ignore behavior. We talk about alignment but excuse dishonesty. We talk about awakening while refusing discipline. Ancient Egyptian writings push against that mindset. They believed spiritual life could not be separated from ethical life. You could not pray your way out of wrongdoing. You could not speak holiness while acting unjustly. Balance was lived, not claimed. In a world today obsessed with image, branding, and online identity, this message feels radical. Another powerful theme in the book is how Egyptians viewed death. Death was not feared, but it was taken seriously. They believed the afterlife reflected how one lived on earth. Not wealth, not status, but truthfulness, fairness, and integrity. Your legacy was not your possessions. It was your name, your reputation. That idea hits hard in modern culture, where attention is temporary and memory is short. The Egyptians lived with long-term thinking. They asked, "How will I be remembered? What trace will my life leave behind?" Those are questions many avoid today. Writings from ancient Egypt shows us something deeply grounding. Ancient people were not primitive thinkers. They were moral philosophers living in a different time. They understood that civilization collapses not from outside invasion first, but from inner decay. When truth erodes, when balance is ignored, when power forgets responsibility. That insight remains painfully relevant today. The solution these writings point toward is not returning to ancient times but reclaiming ancient principles. Balance over excess. Responsibility over entitlement. Character over appearance. In a world of noise, the Egyptian approach reminds us that wisdom is quiet, steady, and lived daily. Progress without ethics is not evolution. It's repetition. Thousands of years ago, people asked the same questions we ask today. How do we live rightly? How do we leave a good name behind? How do we keep society from losing its balance? The answers were never hidden. They were written. If this perspective made you think, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and leave your thoughts in the comments. Mojoy Minds reads and replies to every respectful comment.